Welcome to our Scratch project. We've worked with Scratch now for quite a bit with our Flappy Bird, with Angry Bird. When you start your project, you go to scratch.mit.edu, and of course then you would sign in. That's now if you haven't joined Scratch. If you haven't joined Scratch, then you need to of course open a new account and remember the username and password. So after signing in, then you would go to our link, scratchmit.edu, and we want to go to project 205487551. And if we go there, we will see an example of a project made especially for you, so that you would use somebody else's work and learn from what they've done before. While it's loading, we can go to have a look to see the inside of it, and of course here we can see all the different sprites that's been used, and with it of course all the scripts that goes with it. It also shows the different costumes that goes with each sprite and all the sounds that is related to that specific sprite. So some of them will have one, some will have more than one sound that's related to it. And each time I can click on a different sprite, go to its costumes, go to its scripts. Now the whole idea here is for you to have a look at how this project is made, learn from it, and then apply it to your own project. So when I click on the go here, or the green button, you can see how this sprite or character moves across the stage here and back to the other side. And the whole idea is here to see how a sprite that can show movement by walking can be used, and how would we apply, or how would we use this sprite's coding to make our own. Okay, so we of course need to go and either make a new project by adding a new tab and opening a new section where I can add a new project, or I should just go and remix this project. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You can either go and click on the remix button in the right hand corner, or you can open your own project. So looking at these two different sprites that I have, I've got I first made one and then I copied it to make the other one. Look at the one coming from the right hand side, and I see I've got a flag here. When clicked, I first hide it. So because I want it to be out of the stage, it must be in this vicinity. So I said first hide it, then wait 2 seconds, because I've got a sprite here that makes an announcement and takes about 2 seconds before that's done, and the music will start. And that's when I want my first character, which is this boy, to start to show. Now usually a sprite will not hide completely, even if I pull it off the stage, and a part of it will still show. As you can see here, it will show there until even if this is now hidden, but it shows a part of it there. So I put a hide button in to hide it completely, wait 2 seconds, and then I said go to 280 -64. So x-axis 280. Yeah, I can always see where my mouse is and what the x-axis is. So my stage goes up to 240 on the right hand side and -240 on the left hand side on the x-axis. The y-axis starts here at the bottom at about -180 and going up to +180. So I wanted it to be in this vicinity, which is about 280 y -64. Then I wanted to show and then start to move in a negative direction, meaning from right to left. So that's why I'm saying moving 30 steps, but in a negative direction. I changed the costume after that, meaning going from, if I look at the costumes, If this is the first costume, then go to the second costume, then the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one. And we can see as I click on it how the character starts to show some movement as well. Going back to the scripts up here, I also want to wait about a very small amount of time, about 0.3 seconds between each one of those changes. And I've worked out it will take the character to walk from here to the other side about 17 times if I use -30 steps. And after that, I want it to be hidden. So as I've clicked here, you can see it should be on the left hand side, but it's hidden. I can't see a part of it there. Then it will wait 8 seconds, and then it will start to move, can go through that whole process again. So that's the idea, looking at the code and learning from it. So after I've made one, I've wanted to duplicate it. So I went to duplicate, and when I duplicated it, it made a new sprite that's exactly the same as the first one. But when I went to the costumes, I could go and change the costumes around. So I could go to the first costume, move the character around that it faces to the other side, and I wanted to do that for all 5 of these characters, that they all will face in the same direction. I'm just going to move mine back because I don't want to change my project completely now. Okay, so that's the idea for you. You go back to the scripts, and then of course my other character that's now facing the other side will have exactly the same script as this one. But then if this one moved in a negative direction, meaning from right to left, the other one must move in a positive direction. So for example, if this was -30 steps, it must be positive 30 steps. And I'm looking at the code. I'm using this code to make my character move. So when I want to open or get a new sprite, I would go to sprites, and there are many different ones. Now the best ones for walking is down here at the theme, going to walking, and I select one of these sprites. Now I'm going to select this girl because I think the boy and the girl are exactly the same except the costumes. She's got a lot of different costumes as well. These are all okay. The dog one is not really so good, and dog 2 you just need to be careful because there's a A, B and a C, and the C one is not really the part of the walking section, but only the A and B. So using only those 2 will be important. But using the girl, very easy. So if I select it, I go to OK, and you see there's my girl. Okay, so I can now decide how I want to go forward with my project. I can first start off and say, okay, when I start, go to events, I want to have when I click the flag, the girl must do something. Okay, and then I can go back and look, how did I do it for the boy? So when I go to this sprite of the boy, I can go and have a look. Okay, what did we do, for example, for him? So we said first hide it, wait a certain amount of time, then go to a certain place, then show it, and I can add all of the different coding blocks for this girl sprite as well, and add it here. And then of course I test it each time. If I want to look at her costumes, here's the costumes. So I can see having different costumes, and as I click on it, you will get the idea that she will be able to walk if I go through these costumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And that's the whole idea, selecting a sprite. If I don't want it anymore, of course I can go and delete it and let it walk from the left hand side of the stage to the right hand side and back. Of course you can start on the right hand side, go to the left hand side, and do that as well. You also want to add 2 bats. Now they only have 2 costumes, and that's okay, but we want them to fly from different spots. So if you look at mine, I've got one bat that comes in, it's this brownish one, and goes close to this lady's head and then moving in here, and as it goes in here it lets the other bats fly away. So you can choose one of these bats and let it go to a different spot on the stage and see how that will work for you. Okay, so after you've done all your coding and you've got a character that moves across the stage to the other side and back again, then you should save your project. Your project must be saved. So I click make sure it's saved now, and make sure also that when I go to the project page, make sure that it is also shared. The project must be shared. Then you click on the link that you've got up there. Okay, so choose this whole link as I gave you this link and copy it to a Word document. Save this Word document as my Scratch project in your computer, and that's where I'm going to be able to see your work. Okay, good luck with the project, and make sure to use all the help sections that's available if needed, and also ask if you need more help. Okay, good luck to you all.